Good morning, this is Kathleen. I'm retired, trying to live a little more frugally than usual, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. I was just making my coffee when I noticed a couple of blue jays out in the yard. I had tossed some bird seed out there that I had bought during my last shopping haul that I posted on my channel. I also bought a bird feeder. I haven't fed the birds except for what's in my garden for years. I don't know why. I just didn't do it. I decided to get a bird feeder. So there are blue jays close to my porch because I tossed out some bird seed because I hadn't put the bird feeder together yet. Not that it's that complicated, it's just you put the chains on it, but I hadn't done it yet. My daughter came over yesterday evening and she helped me finish off the last of the butternut squash and part of the bread I made, the Irish brown bread. And she helped me put the bird feeders together, the chains on them. It wasn't difficult, but so I'm going to, because the blue jays are already out here, I'm going to go and put at least the feeder out right now. I cleaned off my porch a little bit yesterday, so there's almost no snow and ice on it, I hope. Also took a video of my daughter's dogs so you could meet them. They're Butter and Dink. They're fairly young dogs. I think Butter's the oldest. I think she's 6 or 7 years old now, which is hard to believe. But they came over for a visit too, and I did ask her if it was okay if I put them on the internet. I didn't specify where on the internet, but she said yes. So I will put their pictures, a little video, a short video of them on here. Come on, you guys, in the house. Dink. Butter, let's go. Dink. Come on, it's cold. Dink. I tried to get raw peanuts. Of course, the Walmart website said they had some, but when I went, they didn't have any. So I just got this. It's got sunflower seeds in it, among other things. So they're back. I have no idea how much to put in here, but I'm gonna start with this. Might put a little extra so I could put some on the ground too. So I was reading online that they like to eat off the ground instead of in a hanging bird feeder. So I'm trying to find a branch that I can put this on. Maybe I'll go out to the crab apple. some down there. These are the other logs in the stump of my big oak. Okay, I decided on this low one, this low branch, because they like to eat off the ground. And it's on my weeping cherry here. I don't know if I should get rid of some of these so they don't get... Okay. All right. Okay. The tree is so big. It's my begonia. A friend of mine gave me a little piece of hers a couple years ago. It usually stays out on my back porch when it's warm. I bring it in when it starts getting cold. And there are one cluster of blooms. I don't know why there's only one. But there is. So look who's eating. Look who's eating the... Look who's eating the nuts and seeds I put out. He can have them. So I'm making some apples and an omelet today. The apples are going to be mainly for my breakfast tomorrow to put into my oatmeal. And these are the apples I bought, 2 of them that I bought the other day. I'm just going to put a little cinnamon. So I melted butter in here first. And I used to put sugar in here, but they're sweet enough. My taste for sugar has really decreased as I've gotten older, so. So it's just butter, apples, and cinnamon until they get soft. And then I'm gonna start making my omelet. So usually my omelets have whatever vegetable is out in the garden or in my fridge. But my favorite omelet right now is, I forgot to mention also, so I grew up eating omelets with a little sugar and a little soy sauce in the egg, and I still like them like that occasionally, but yeah, I really like this American type. My mom was Japanese, so that's why we put soy sauce and sugar in the egg when I was growing up. And I did it even as an adult afterwards because that's what I was used to. But I like just a plain omelet with nothing in the egg. I don't even put salt and pepper in it anymore because my favorite thing to go inside the omelet now is just Parmesan cheese, and it has enough salt in it. So it's just an egg, scrambled up egg, and Parmesan cheese. So these pots and pans were a Christmas gift from my daughter. She gave me a whole set, but I still have my old. I'm keeping the other ones. I put them up in the cabinet. I used the big pot the other day. They're up there. They're gonna stay up there because I don't know how long these other little pots and pans are gonna last. They're cute. So the newer stuff just doesn't seem to last as long, and I can't use my metal whisk on these pots and pans. So when you saw me make the soup the other day, the butternut squash soup that I had to use my blender, my hand blender in, it's got metal blades, so I used my old pot for that one. So I'm using 2 eggs. I usually just eat a 1 egg omelet in the morning. I have an omelet every other day and then oatmeal the opposite day. So these eggs were really small, so I used 2. These are the same eggs that I got around Christmas time, where my daughter was taking care of somebody's chickens. I still have over 1.5 dozen of those eggs. So just Parmesan cheese that I kind of shaved off the block. What's left of the block, there's not a whole lot left. When I'm making scrambled eggs, I like them soft scrambled. I don't like my eggs overcooked. So this is my breakfast. I flipped it on the non-brown side. And coffee. I'm going to eat this and put my apples away, and then I'm going to make some curry for dinner. So one of my viewers suggested I put a video of my grow shelf on to see if somebody could give me instructions, advice on how to fix this. So in one of my videos I mentioned that I bought this grow light stand, and I can't get the last section together, and I tried multiple times to get a hold of the company, and they always sent me a new piece. It split, it cracked, or the holes didn't line up, where you have to put the dowel in and attach them, and they always cracked, and I finally gave up on it. So I'm going to show you a picture of, or a video of the one that's together, the part that's together. Yeah, ignore the mess. I need to clean this room up really bad. Okay. Yeah, this room is a mess. I'm kind of embarrassed. It's got some stuff from my daughter's last move in here. It has all my gardening stuff and stuff I brought in from outside, like this pepper plant I'm overwintering. It's the only one I brought inside. It was in a pot on the deck. But this is what it looks like. I don't have the light on to the bottom one. And this is the piece that keeps breaking. Every time I've tried to put it together, it cracks. Yeah. Or like I said, the holes don't line up right. This one cracked too. I'm okay with the cracks as long as it doesn't fall completely apart. But yeah. The apples are done. I'm going to put this in the fridge now. It's been cooling off. And then I'm going to start the curry. My ingredients so far, I'm using 4 pretty good sized carrots, about 6 potatoes, all different sizes. I was going to only do half a pack. This is the extra big portion, but my potatoes are starting to sprout, so I'm going to try and use up as many potatoes as I can. I got this at an Asian grocery store for $5.09. It's a 12 serving pack, 7.8 ounces or 220 grams. Walmart and the Asian store I go to also has this. I think it's the same brand. They have a smaller size than this for $2.92, and it's 3.2 ounces or 92 grams. And I think that's a normal if you were cooking for a family. So some people just make their curry with curry sauce and other spices and a thickening agent. I just find this easier, and this is what I grew up eating. So my mom, who was Japanese, always just used this. Everything's in here. Spices, the thickening, you just toss it in there and it melts like chocolate. So I thawed out all of my pork that I bought the other day. There are 7 thin pieces. I don't know how many ounces each one is, but they're the thin cuts. I'm probably only going to use maybe 5 of these. The other 2 I'm going to put in the fridge. And so I'm going to peel all this stuff up, slice the carrots up, chop the potatoes, and chop an onion. Always put the same ingredients in because that's what my mom made. She always just made the curry with carrots, potatoes, onions, and pork. Sometimes she would use other meats, but yeah, I mostly remember the pork, and that's the way I like it because you like what you're used to, I guess. I do eat curry outside my home sometimes, and I like it, but I prefer my homemade, semi-homemade with the already made curry sauce. But I hope you try it, and I will come back when I start actually cooking everything. I did forget to mention that this recipe is actually on the back of the box. They don't mention pork though. Beef or chicken, lamb, shrimp, no pork. But they give you exact measurements in ounces for what to use, and then a half portion if you only use half the packet, because it has the little perforation here where you can use half without opening the whole thing up. I'm just basing the amount of vegetables and meat on the 5 cups of water, because the water has to cover the vegetables to cook it, to cook the vegetables through. So kind of guessing. So hopefully I've got it about right. We'll see. So I thought I was gonna have to go out and get some onions, because I had 3 onions in the cupboard and 2 of them were rotten. So my eyes are watering from the onion. Luckily the last one is okay. I don't like buying bags of onions here. They don't last long. I do eat a lot of onions in my cooking, so sometimes I will, as long as the bag looks okay. But even when they look okay, they don't last long. So for a while there, I was just buying the big onions, 1 or 2 at a time. But in the winter time, I don't like having to go. Sorry, my eye is watering really bad. I don't like going out a lot on the icy road, so I did buy a bag of onions the last time I bought some. It's so cold. My hands are like ice. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan. I'm starting it out on a medium heat. I'm going to cook the pork and the onions at the same time. So I'm going to let these cook, and then I will come back and we'll finish the recipe. Okay. The meat's been sauteed with the onions. I'm going to put the water in now. The big pack calls for 5 cups. I just realized I don't have my apron on again as usual. Oh well. Okay. So there's 5 cups in there. I'm going to put the carrots in. I'm going to put as many potatoes in that will be covered by the water. So once it comes to a boil, I'll turn it down and let the potatoes and carrots cook, and then we'll put the curry in. In the meantime, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. So I just looked at the rest of my potatoes, and they're all starting to sprout. So I got a bigger pot and I'm going to just boil them all up and make potato pancakes or something else with them. So the other pot of plain potatoes was getting full, so I decided to fry some of the onions with salt and pepper and a little oil. So I think the vegetables are cooked enough to warm my coffee up. So it just comes in these chunks, kind of like baking chocolate. So I'll let those melt in there, and then I'm also going to start the rice for the curry. So I guess it's a good thing my daughter did buy me this set, because I only have the one saucepan, a small little saucepan up there. Yeah. But I could have done without it. It is kind of nice to have, I guess. So I'm going to turn the rear one on and go get my rice ready. Okay. I don't know if you can see the curry is pretty much melted. I just got to stir it in really good. And as you stir it in, it thickens. This curry comes in mild, medium, and hot. I don't like really spicy stuff anymore, so I always get the mild. It does take a couple minutes to get it all stirred in there. I still see some clumps that aren't really mixed yet. I'll let that simmer a little bit. Yeah, curry is done. So I'm going to try the curry, even though I've eaten it probably thousands of times before. It's so good. It's really hot. So I hope you try the curry. I'm going to let it cool down and put probably half of it into the freezer for another time, and then I'll eat some over the next couple of days. So I have a lot of mashed potatoes from all those potatoes that I boiled, and instead of making all of those into potato pancakes, I might make one or two. I think I'm gonna make some I can't remember the name. Potato croquettes. So the potato croquettes have potatoes, ground beef, onions, carrots. I have carrots, and the potatoes. I just need, and I have the breadcrumbs to go on the outside to coat them with. But I need ground beef and onions, and I need onions for the potato pancakes too. I don't have to have them, but I like them with onions in both of those dishes. So I'm gonna go to Aldi's tomorrow so I can get the ground beef. The ground beef there is, for a 2-pound pack, you can get it for I think it's $7.58. So I thought that was a pretty good price. And then I could just freeze the other half of it, the half I don't use. I may not even need a whole 1 pound of it, so I'll see. And then I'll get a bag of onions, which are a couple dollars, and then I can get some cheese. So I don't have any, the only chunk cheese I have is a little bit of Parmesan left, but I like eating, I'm more apt to eat the apples if I have cheese, chunks of cheese to go with it. So there's a couple different cheeses I might get. There's cheddar and Monterey Jack, and it comes in the blocks, and they're only a couple dollars. So even with all of that, I think I'll be below the $19 that I have left. I have like $19.55 or something left on my budget for this month, which was $200. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just cleaning up the kitchen from all that. Wasn't expecting to do a giant batch cooking of a bunch of different things today, but my potatoes and onions were going bad, so yeah, I needed to use them before I had to throw them out, because I did have to throw out 2 onions, and that's not really good to waste. It's not a complete waste, because I can put it in my garden to decompose and feed the soil, even though I can't really get down to the soil yet. It's still frozen. Well, I can get down to the soil. I broke up the ice, and then I put the ice and snow back on top of the vegetable and the apple peels that I put out there. And when it thaws out enough, I will go back in there and dig a hole and bury all of that. So if you have any ideas on how I can fix my grow light shelf, because I would really like to use it. I've been sitting my seed trays kind of, they're rectangular. I've been sitting them like this and then having to rotate so the light gets to the other part so I can fit more in there. So it works okay. I just would rather have the other part that I've paid for. If I can't figure it out, or somebody can't give me any ideas, I have thought about using wood glue and maybe little finishing nails, but I don't want to damage it more than it already is with the cracks. I could glue the cracks together and try it again. I don't know. If you have any ideas on how I can fix that, please tell me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long, because I did end up making more than I had planned. And I do have some other things that I want to get to. I don't think I'm going to go over every part of my budget. some people warned me against getting too personal with my information. So I'm probably just going to go over in my next video some things I did to save money this year. Hope you all have a good day, and found this to be a nice little distraction from all the stuff going out there in the world. That's one reason I decided to do this channel, because I was sitting watching and reading too much news, and it was kind of depressing, and I didn't have a lot to do, especially when the weather started getting cold. I mean, I do have things to do, but when you're not in a good headspace, you don't want to clean your house and put things away that you should. I still haven't taken all the stuff out of boxes and found places for them in my kitchen. I have a small kitchen. You could probably tell from the videos. It's tiny. So yeah, it's really hard to find places for everything. And I'm thinking some of the stuff that's still not gone, that I still haven't found a place for, I may just donate them. I'm part of a Facebook group that just posts things for free, and people show up and take them off your porch. So when the weather maybe gets better, I might do that with clothes too, because I do have a lot of clothes that I haven't worn for years. I've outgrown the sizes, and I don't think I'll ever get down to a size 12 again, ever. And my daughter doesn't want, she has taken some of the clothes that she could fit into, but grandma style isn't hers. So she did get a cool little 1980s jeans jacket that I gave her. I still love that jacket, but I couldn't even zip it up anymore. So she has it, or is it snapped? I think it zips and snaps. I can't remember. It's really cute. It has the little shoulders that kind of are like this. It's adorable. Anyway, she has it now, but she doesn't always like my clothes or my taste, and so y'all take care. Bye.